History is generally taught as a linear progression of discovery, where the unknown slowly becomes known through the brave voyages of explorers. However, occasionally, an artifact emerges that disrupts this timeline, suggesting that our ancestors knew far more about the globe than we give them credit for. The most famous of these anomalies is the Piri Reis Map, a fragment of a world map compiled in 1513 by the Ottoman Admiral and cartographer Haji Ahmed Muhyiddin Piri, better known as Piri Reis. Rediscovered in 1929 within the dusty archives of Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, the map was drawn on gazelle skin and immediately hailed for its exquisite detail. It accurately depicts the western coast of Africa and the eastern coast of South America, positioning them in correct longitudinal relation to one another, a feat of navigation that was barely understood by European sailors of the early 16th century. However, the true controversy lies at the bottom of the parchment. Extending southward from the tip of South America is a landmass that looks suspiciously like the coastline of Antarctica. The historical problem is immense. Antarctica was not officially discovered until 1820, more than 3 centuries after Piri Reis drew his map. Furthermore, the map depicts this coastline not as a frozen wasteland, but as detailed land, complete with rivers, mountain ranges, and geographical markers. This suggests the map represents Queen Maud Land as it would appear without its mile-thick ice cap. Since geological evidence indicates that Antarctica has been covered in ice for millions of years, how could a 16th century admiral depict its sub-glacial topography? Piri Reis himself provided a clue in his marginal notes. He admitted that he did not survey these lands himself, but rather compiled his work from a large collection of source maps, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great and others perhaps even older. This admission fueled the theories of Professor Charles Hapgood in the mid-20th century. Hapgood argued that the Piri Reis map was evidence of a prehistoric seafaring civilization that possessed advanced knowledge of spherical trigonometry and had mapped the world before the last ice age engulfed Antarctica. According to this theory, these ancient sea kings passed their charts down through millennia, eventually landing in the hands of the Ottoman Admiral, who unknowingly preserved a picture of a lost world. Skeptics, however, offer a more mundane explanation. They argue that the mysterious landmass is simply the southern coast of South America bent purely to fit the shape of the parchment, or a representation of Terra Australis Incognita, a hypothetical continent that ancient Greeks believed must exist to balance the landmasses of the north. Regardless of the interpretation, the Piri Reis map remains an unsettling artifact. It forces us to ask whether the age of exploration was truly a time of discovery, or if it was in some ways a time of rediscovery, a piecing together of global knowledge that had been shattered and lost in the mists of prehistory.